welcome back to the Whatnauts Pilots Club, number 43. This is a podcast all about the first episodes of television shows and the many reasons why they may or may not be worth a watch. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined, as always, by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, how's it going?
True. Good. It's Sunday morning, and honestly, this wasn't a bad way to spend a Sunday morning.
Right? Yeah, not too bad at all. When was the last time you feel like you solved a mystery with one of your siblings?
With one of my siblings? Oh my gosh.
Or just you did something together that you felt accomplished.
Our mysteries are like, hey, I can't find my DVD of Hellboy 2. Do you own that and I don't own it? Is that what I'm remembering? And I'm like, yes, I'm the one who owns Hellboy 2. They're like, oh, can I borrow that?
Hellboy DVD.
Right. That's all it is.
That's good. That's fun, though. I as you know, I'm an only child, so I don't get the opportunity to solve mysteries with one of my siblings. I'm not allowed in the club.
You never can.
Yeah, no, Melissa, today we are here to talk about the Hardy Boys. This was a Hulu original show from 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, first released December 4th, 2020. The show ran for 3 seasons total.
Incredible.
And yeah, this was developed by Steve Cochran and Jason Stone. Yeah, I knew this existed. I think I'd heard one person talk about this on a podcast, and that's not to say like I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Obviously, it was successful enough to run 3 seasons, right?
And this came out in December 2020. We all had a lot on our minds.
Yes,
that any show released in that like 2-year window gets a pass for weird. I've not heard anyone talk about this.
Yeah, and but the one person that I've heard talk about this, like, I think watched it on a whim because they were sick or something and was like, why not? I remember the Hardy Boys.
This seems perfect for when you're sick.
Yeah, and their response was surprisingly good. Like, I was not expecting this to be anything. I was expecting this to be like the CW-fication of the Hardy Boys, which maybe it is. But even then, they were like, I was actually surprisingly into it. So that was all I heard. That was it. So I'm glad we got to watch this because I too remember the Hardy Boys, those blue hardcover books at my school's library. I think I even read a couple of them, but I don't remember which ones I read. Was so long ago. Have you ever read any of the Hardy Boys, Melissa, or were you a Nancy Drew girl?
I do. The Hardy Boys were blue, Nancy Drew were yellow. I do remember reading a couple of the yellow Nancy Drews. I liked Encyclopedia Brown, so I did have at least one boy detective who was my friend when I was young, but I don't think I ever did get to Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Okay. So you like, obviously, you know it's detective, but they're brothers, right?
Right.
They're young kids, classic kid detectives. Like that's kind of all you need to know about them. Frank and Joe Hardy solving mysteries together. But yeah, we watched the pilot of this show. Did not really know what to expect. I was kind of under the impression too that this was the CW-fication of this property, for lack of better terms. And after the first episode, I don't know how I feel yet. I'm not opposed to what they're going for. I'm not necessarily sold on like the atmosphere yet or some of the acting. But that was kind of the one thing that I heard about this is that like pilot was maybe kind of whatever it was after that. Like the episode after it starts to be like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing now. But obviously we didn't get to that one yet. So I feel like I'm mixed Like
I think
I'm not opposed, but I'm not sold
I
yet.
abstain.
Yeah.
Watch yourself, counselor. I think this is unremarkable but solid.
Yeah.
It's set in the 80s and it feels like a reaction both to the Riverdale but also to the Stranger Things, but is a lot more reserved and straightforward than either of those. It's set in the 80s. We see them play one video game and they play one 80s song. And that is it. Like there is very little, guys, remember the 80s about it.
I mean, they have to
that
ride their
comes
bikes to the store. Like that's also super 80s.
I mean, it clearly exists in a past, but there's no like, that chin on hand looking into the sunset. Remember the 80s about it.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated. They don't tell you we're in a warmer, more nostalgic time. They show you through the color grading. This pilot is so warm. It's so gold and soft green. It's a pretty good looking pilot. When we go out to the boat on the sea, I was surprised that this show had that kind of production value.
There's one shot where it's following the captain as he's like walking out onto the deck. Beautiful shot. Incredible. Yes. I was like, oh, okay. It's that kind of show. Here we go.
The shots of them driving to Bridgeport, wonderful. I did like that about it a lot. Yeah, we're in sort of a wait and see mode.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So, I mean, again, the show ran for 3 seasons. I don't know if that was just because of the success of the show or if it's in this like holding pattern with the start of COVID of like, we need something on. Like, let's just make
we
it,
already know how to make this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in Canada. It's a Nelvana production.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that's not to disparage the show either.
No.
There was some line delivery and stuff in there that I was like, this is awkward. I don't know if they've really found the character yet. And that's coming from a mix of different people, from side characters to some of the more main actors. I think they're still finding their footing. And that's okay for a first episode, I think, right? For a pilot. Which then you maybe have to ask yourself, like, how often do shows act like truly do pilots nowadays?
That's true. Yeah, it's just this is the start of the journey. You're sold on a pitch. Yeah. I don't believe there are many pilots.
So yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. I would certainly watch more down the road. On a personal note, I recently watched Dead Boy Detectives over on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, very disappointed with that one. And I think this pilot was better than what Dead Boy Detectives did. But I had kind of the same expectations with them of like, I don't really know what's going to happen in these shows. How well, like, is Dead Boy Detectives going to tie into the Sandman universe? How much are they going to go supernatural? Is it going to be young teen stuff, or is it going to be like much more like run of the mill detective stuff? I don't know. But yeah, good time with the Hardy Boys here.
I forgot that they weren't twins. The Venture Brothers has tricked me into thinking that the Hardy Boys have always been twins. They are not. They're like 10 and 16, which I suppose was the popularity. I think back in the day, this was for kid brothers who wanted to go on adventures with their big brothers and not the other way around.
I also don't remember the age gap being that big, though. I could be wrong, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Google them. Google like the OG 1960s Hardy Boys for us, please.
Let's see. Here
Right
we
now,
go.
they're not especially antagonistic toward each other or especially close. They're just sort of normal, run of the mill pair of brothers with that kind of age gap between them. And I do look forward to seeing how do these two form a well-oiled crime-solving machine.
I found the ages. So some interesting stuff to know about this. Blah, 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 let's see, were created by American writer Edward Stratemeyer, the founder of the book packaging for, you don't need to know that, but the books were written by several ghost writers, notably Leslie McFarlane, under the collective pseudonym of Franklin W. Dixon. So they all wrote under the same name. That's interesting to know.
Oh, that's the high school they go to.
Oh, interesting.
He bats for he pitches for the Dixon Tigers.
There you go. But then, yeah, in earlier books, Frank is 18 and Joe is 17. But it specifies he's 16 in earlier versions, and Joe is 15 in earlier versions.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the age gap is just a year apart, and this one separates them out.
Again, we are post Stranger Things. I wonder if they're trying. I act like Stranger Things is a seismic shift in American culture, but I think it was something many other shows were trying to chase.
Yeah,
and I wonder if they extended the age gap to have some of that same feeling of we have the Spielberg kids on bikes and we have the teens in a thriller.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can hit a little bit more demographics if you have, like, here's the scenes of the younger brother helping out his part of the mystery. Here's the older brother, and then here's the father, right, with the more adult stuff. So you get this big mix of stuff, and I think that kind of works. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like Biff. I like the little girl who just walks up and starts talking to him and insists on being a character.
She's so awkward.
I love the pinball kid.
And stops. Yeah.
We are developing a nice cast of characters in the town. I think it helps that they establish that the town motto is Bridgeport, where friends meet. It's like, this is what we do here. We're a small enough town that we really do try to know everybody. We don't know you. You're not from here. We must know you.
Yeah.
And they're
back up a sec, actually, and do just like a basic plot synopsis so people can follow along a little bit better. The Hardy Boys live in the big city of, I don't know, the random city, and they're
not even that big. It's normal. They go from normal down to small.
Right. Yeah. They're not in like the middle of New York or anything. They live in normal place, normal suburbia, just outside of the city. And there was a recent boat that got destroyed because they found some box and an object inside it. Who knows? There's one survivor of that, and he's escaped. And
this fisherman with luxurious hair.
Luxurious long hair, yeah.
Just a mysterious Pantene commercial of a man there on that boat.
Maybe they found a bottle of shampoo in that thing, and he's just like, oh, yes.
He's part mermaid.
Then we get to see the mom and dad. The dad is a cop. He's making some arrests down at a construction site for bribery. And at the same time, the mom had gotten a mysterious phone call from someone and seems to be kind of in a panic or in some kind of like heightened, tensed state as a result of this call, and is driving to go meet whoever it is that called her. And on the way, there is a mysterious car that's following her and seems to run her off the road. She dies and passes away. the father gets word of it, goes and picks up his boys from the local the high school baseball game. They have a funeral for the mother. And then for the summer, they get out of town. They're like, hey, it's too difficult to be here right now.
The dad unilaterally makes this decision, and the boys are not happy about it.
Yeah, that's I said they as the family unit, and dad is the decision maker of the family unit. But yeah, they get out of town and go to Bridgeport, where their aunt is their father's sister, and their grandmother is out there. It's a much smaller town, and their grandma seems to be kind of well off in that town. A well-to-do lady with much to do around town. She hosts just a small barbecue in her backyard, and this thing is like a full-on soiree.
Yes.
And yeah, by the end of this episode, they find out that maybe their mom was killed on purpose, and it was not an accident, just not some like random car accident, or she ran off the road and it flipped. And that's kind of where the show leaves off, is this mystery hanging over them of maybe your mom was murdered for whatever she found out on that phone call. Maybe it's connected to the boat. We don't know, but that's I feel like what we kind of have to assume is that somehow all of these storylines will twist together, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Of note is that you don't really see the mom die. They leave enough off screen that makes me think this is not just we're keeping this show appropriate for family audiences, but no, she's been kidnapped and she's going to turn up alive somewhere.
Room, yeah, yeah. I think this is the second show we've covered on our Year of the Detective where it's not necessarily a mystery of the week show. This seems to have a lot larger plot that is going to run over the course of this season or seasons. And what I thought was interesting, what I thought I was picking up on was I think they were seeding other smaller mysteries, though, in the town and stuff like that, from the history of the grandma in the town. Did that boar really kill their great uncle or whoever it was, right? I feel like each demographic will have their own mystery to solve through the course of the show.
Very typewriter.
Yeah. And I kind of liked that because it's not, again, it's not mystery of the week, and it still has that overarching story, but it feels like there are other mysteries about town that they're slowly working on and slowly solving and uncovering as they investigate their mom's death. Which I think is kind of cool. I like that.
There are plenty of books.
Yeah.
I love the grandma. My whole life, ever since I was a little girl, I've wanted to be a fabulous old grandma. And she's a fine one. And I thought about how I don't think this is a normal goal. I don't think most 8-year-old girls are like, I can't wait to be a rich 80-year-old woman. But I did. And I looked at that old man selling ice cream. I'm like, did little Kyle ever see an old man selling ice cream and want to grow up to be him?
No, not at all. While I was sitting there reading the Hardy Boys, being like, man, I want to solve mysteries. This is so cool. You're sitting there like, Nancy Drew? No, give me Miss Marple. Like, what the hell?
Honestly, yeah.
No, it's so strange because I still feel like I'm just a big giant kid. Like all my hobbies
definitely.
are comics and video games and stuff that kids like. And I still recognize the way that I'm out of touch from what an actual kid likes these days as I've gotten older.
Talkies.
Labubu's or whatever the fuck those are. I don't know. But like, I don't know. I don't picture myself as old, even though I know I'm getting there.
No, see, I feel like I am not mature. All I am is old. I'm just a child that's gone to seed, has allowed to exist for too long. I've not yet crossed a threshold, crossed a barrier to another plane. I've been thinking about this. Like, I don't think in my whole life I've ever gone more than like 12 days without seeing my parents. I'm not a whole adult unit yet. I'm still child unit.
I see.
Because there's always like a mom and dad I can go to.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Need to go do laundry, head over to mom and dad's.
Precisely. And I go to like luncheon meetings with CEOs, and then my dark secret is then I go wash my laundry at my parents' house and my mom makes me a grilled cheese. Like, I'm play acting at being an adult, but I don't think I am that.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the ice cream man. I thought he was awesome. Like, he's great. He feels like he knows he's the place to be. Like, his little store is happening. And
it is happening.
Immediately offers Frank a part-time job. It's like, hey, I need some help here, even though all these kids already look like they work here, even though they're not working, right? They're just hanging out here. I could sure use the help to keep them in line. He seems like he's a lot of fun. Like, even though I did not dream of being the aging ice cream man in the hip happening place to be, right?
I wouldn't
there's mind
like this
being him.
There's this archetype of the fabulous, in control, well-resourced older woman that I've grown up with, and I was just trying to think about if there is a male equivalent of that. The male equivalent of that is like, I don't know, a cool macho adventurer like Indiana Jones's dad. Not quite in the same way. Not like a high society woman with a giant brooch.
Yeah. It's almost the like hanging out at the gentleman's club with your old fashioned and your whiskey, reading your newspaper by the fire.
Yes,
right?
Your hunting dog brought you the newspaper.
Exactly.
That's the life. Yeah, I would love to encounter the little boy who sees that and is like, "That's me. Just gotta bide my time until
I want to be
that."
Alan Quartermain. That's who I want to be. Oh man. No, but yeah, I like what the small bit that we got to see of the town. I like that little ice cream corner store, convenience store, little grocery market.
I like the look of the town quite a bit. It does seem like it has a specific character to the architecture and not just to the literal characters that populate it.
Yeah. It was, interesting to see kind of the mix of settings, even in this small town, right? You have the like main downtown square, but then you got the grandma's mansion, which like is like, I'm sure has a large amount of land it's on, but is seemingly like up against the forest. And so there's like this wooded area. The lone survivor of the ship that exploded turns up at that mansion, so I assume it's fairly nearby, though it was a couple weeks ago, so he could have gone somewhere else and then traveled to this town. But I kind of expect there to be like a port section of the town, just by nature of that boat being there. So it feels like there's like, this is a town with not only history, but like nooks and crannies and like
There's the
different
episode where they
places.
go down to the docks.
Yeah, something like that, right? It feels, and like that ties into what I was saying earlier of like I feel like they're seeding in these other mysteries as like even though they haven't really stated what the mystery is yet, it feels like there could be something there. There could be something over there. And the town feels the same way. Too. So I think they are doing a good job with that. What did you think of Frank and Joe themselves?
Frank is the only name from this entire show on screen and off screen that I recognize. That kid is in Halloween Ends.
Okay. There you go.
Which you would not know. I like him. I think he looks like an angsty frog.
Okay.
But I think he's a good actor. Yes. I think I look forward to us growing into a nice dynamic between the boys.
Yeah. Yeah, they have bits where they absolutely shine on screen together. I liked the start when they are playing video games and the mom asked the older one to go do something and then is like helping the younger brother play the video game, right? Like them like getting mad at each other and wrestling and stuff like that was just spot on, was perfect. That was fantastic. And then they also have like awkward scenes together, like after the funeral when the younger one is kind of like lashing out a bit and being like, she always loved you, you were the one, you were the star, like all of that stuff. I felt that scene was a little bit awkward, but also I get it. It's a highly emotional scene and they're kids, right? They might not know how to deal with those emotions. So I can at least kind of hand wave some of that stuff. And then I think the younger brother, Joe, is just at such a weird age for the show.
Yeah.
Because he's young enough to be like, he truly is a kid, but he also has... like he's old enough to have like hit puberty enough where there are times where he can look like he's a real like I'm trying to be a real serious adult here, and my face looks more adult than it does like young child here, and so he's in this like weird state of like I don't know how to read you or take you. Are you that emotionally mature? I don't know. Are you that good of an actor to cry when your mom dies? I don't know. Right, but this like lashing out scene, like that makes sense, right? Like I can understand that stuff. I did not think he was a terrible actor, but it's just he's just at a weird age, I feel like.
I just hope that they own that he's at a weird age. We get to see him grow through that. You got a kid young enough that you'll still have plenty more time with him. Yeah.
And it's not like the show had like a big delay between the seasons or anything like that.
And it operates in real time, so they don't have to Walt him.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
Send him off the
Lost,
show because he is aged faster than time in the show will allow.
Yeah. Good Lord. Yeah, I thought it was a decent start. Not sold. Yet, but you know, with a streaming show where you only have I'm not even sure how many episodes were in this first.
There's 13.
Season. 13. Awesome. I wouldn't
say no to finishing
commitment.
This at some point. Yeah.
Not bad. Any other kind of final stuff to say about this one?
No.
There you go. That wraps us up then. Melissa, it is your turn to pick what we are doing for our next episode. What have you got for me?
We are going to continue the theme of what if detectives but brothers. but what if detectives, but brothers, but one of the brothers does numbers? We're going to watch the pilot of Numbers.
Awesome. Sounds
a
great.
show I had completely forgotten about until it came up last week in our discussion on Poker Face. I'm like,
Right.
Where have we been? We can't do the Year of the Detective without doing What If Detective but Numbers.
Awesome. I have seen maybe one episode, like one random episode of this.
I don't think I ever have. I know it's about two brothers and one of the brothers does. That's it. That is all I know. You can find this for free on Pluto TV. Enjoy.
Amazing. Good stuff. I'm excited to dive into that one. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Let's wrap things up right here. If you did not know, this is our Patreon first podcast, meaning we release these episodes to our Patreon supporters, where it remains there for 2 years before it hits the free feeds. So if you are a Patreon supporter, we thank you so much. It means a ton. And if you are checking this out on the free feed, we also thank you. But just know that there is 2 more years of this show for you to catch up on. Patreon.com/the Whatnauts is where you can support us at the $3 tier to get access to those episodes. That's about it. So Melissa, where can the people get in contact with you?
You can email me at yourhostmelissa@gmail.com. Tell me what fabulous older characters you wished you could grow up into when you were small.
There you go. Good stuff. If you guys want to get in contact with me, I am at Kyle Springer. And if you would like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at The Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky. So please go like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal with that. If you're watching this on YouTube, go check out more of our videos over there on that side of the screen. That would help us out a ton as well. This has been number 43 of the Whatnauts Pilots Club. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.